So let's talk a little bit about the second half of October 2023. And I will tell you, this has some amazing energy. Of course, we just had our eclipse and we just had a whole bunch of energy just run. It's like, oh my gosh. I will tell you that we have another eclipse coming in 2 weeks on the 28th. Although it is not visible from the United States, it is still going to affect us. And a lot of people kind of don't understand it. It's like, well, it's on the other side of the world. This one, they'll say like, oh, the last one really affected me. They all affect us. They all affect us a little bit differently. And it really depends on if it's a lunar eclipse, if it's a solar eclipse, that makes a difference depending on your energy. But it can also make a difference in like how each sign affects you. It's one of those, I had someone tell me that they're like, oh my gosh, I have a friend who's a Capricorn and he's really like strong-headed and that sort of thing. And I was like, so if you don't get along with Capricorns and the eclipse is in Capricorn, it's going to be crazy. Or if you're kind of like, I have a friend who's a Capricorn and we're always on the same page, then it's going to be a much easier transition for you. But it doesn't necessarily mean that nothing changed or anything else. It just means that that's an easier sign for you to deal with, or it's more compatible with you, or you've had other friends that have had that sign. So it kind of like, here we go. So we are going, or I'm going to be doing the angel cards, as well as doing the astrology for the second half of October 2023. So let's get this going. So first off, on the 16th, we have our moon in Scorpio in opposition to Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. And our moon is all about our emotions and our energy with our emotions. And Scorpio energy can be like the very passionate, very driven, very like, yes, here we go. Very passionate, very driven. And it's one of those, and it's in opposition. And oppositions are all about like finding or creating more tension, kind of like who's going to win. We're going to be pushing at each other, which one's going to win. Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. Jupiter is our planet of luck and growth and expansion. And this is going to be bringing in like a very amazing energy with it. But I will tell you, it's in the sign of Taurus. Yes, Taurus is our planet of always asking us, what do you value? What do you value in this relationship? Or what do you value in this? So when they come together, it's going to be asking us like, where are you going to put your energy? You know what I mean? Like where you put your energy is telling everybody else like what's important to you, or how do you want to be in that space. So it can be easy to get along with people on the 16th. And this is maybe something that you're trying to find some space, or you need some space. It's one of those, maybe you're kind of like, I need to get away from everybody. Like I said, we just had our eclipse a couple of days ago, and that energy is still like running at its peak. Even though it's over, its energy is still around. And these are a better way, like if you feel like you really need to get some space, then get some space. Don't hang out in that situation, because all it's going to do is bring up that kind of like that fight or flight in you. And that may be just a little bit strong at this point. So let's do an angel card. And this one right here is the one that's really calling my name. And this is divine guidance. And this is all about kind of like, if you got to get out of the situation, then get out of that situation. Don't stay in that situation. Don't stay in that energy. Don't stay with that strong energy where you kind of like, I feel like I need space, but someone else is kind of coming in and overwhelming you with their energy and what's going on. This is not a good day. This is one of those days like, yeah, we have to kind of get out of that energy and kind of bringing it back in a different way. So kind of just allowing that to come in. I have a whole bunch of alerts going off on my phone. So, okay, let's move to October 17th. And we don't have any planets moving around at this point or today. So I'm going to be doing just an angel card reading. This one is the one that's calling my name. And so this is all about harmony. If you got a chance to get away yesterday on the 16th and kind of like relax and take things easy, this is the day that it's like, yeah, I feel like I'm in harmony. I feel like I'm in flow with what's going on. If you didn't get your time away yesterday, make sure that you take some time. Even if it's a couple of days later, make sure you kind of get in that energy of just like, I need to get away and kind of decide what I want, where I want to go with this. That is going to make life so much easier for you. Let's go to October 18th. This is our moon in Sagittarius squaring Venus in the sign of Virgo. And so of course our moon is our emotions and our energy in that area. And Sagittarius is all about being ambitious and lucky and just kind of willing to do the work. And I will tell you, they usually have a very optimistic outlook as well. And this is in a square, and this is kind of either creating restrictions or obstacles. It's kind of like we've got to like narrow the flow so everything is kind of coming out. And then we've got Venus in the sign of Virgo. Venus is all about love and attraction and relationships, beauty and harmony. Oh my goodness. And it is in the sign of Virgo. And I will tell you, Virgo is really responsible, usually organized. And this one maybe other people may get on your nerves, and it's likely that you need time away to kind of get your mind in of what you need to be doing or where you really got to be creating new energy for yourself. These are the ones that are, if someone's like really stubborn, this is a day that you may need to like take a break a little bit. That Sagittarius energy usually needs time away. And our emotions may need that time away. And we just had this on the 16th as well. So just know that we may just need a little cave time and get away for a little bit, because it's one of those, if not, it can really wear us down. So let's go to an angel card on the 18th. This one right here. All about romance. To me, I will tell you, the romance in this is kind of taking care of yourself. When you're in a romantic relationship with someone, you're usually taking care of them, or what are their needs and desires and what are their wants. Take care of you, fall in love with you for a little bit, and give yourself a break, as well as taking some time to yourself of kind of like, let me just get out of this situation for a little bit. Next, on October 19th, we don't have any planets, but let's do some angel cards. This one is the one that's calling my name. Someone was telling me that when I was doing this for last month, they were having such a great time, like trying to figure out which card I was being pulled to. That can be an interesting one. So this is all about emerging energy. And like I said, this is the emerging energy. And for something to emerge, it has to be pulled back. So a lot of times we've got to pull back, and that's that retreat for a little bit. Doesn't mean we're retreating forever, running away. It's just like, I've got to take a break. I need to pull out of this for a little bit and kind of take a break for a little bit before we're ready to emerge. So if you haven't taken a break, you're not going to be ready to emerge. You've got to do it in order. You got to take a step back, take a little time for yourself. And then when you're ready, kind of like, okay, now I'm ready to kind of emerge and kind of come out of all of this. Next, on October 20th, we have our Sun in Libra conjunct Mercury in the sign of Libra. So our Sun is our ego, our personality, our vitality. In Libra, Libra energy is all about being harmonious and diplomatic and kind of this really polished, balanced energy. And it is in conjunction, creating a blend between both of these sides with Mercury in Libra as well. Mercury is the planet of communication and our mind and our intellect. How are we doing that? And we're kind of keeping that also in the sign of Libra, which is, like I said, all about like being harmonious and diplomatic and kind of like finding that balance. This is a day that we really want to kind of like bring like our mentally strong energy and really focus on new ideas coming together and that finding that harmonious plan. And this is something that really began a couple of weeks ago and maybe coming to an end, because we've had this kind of energy kind of in and out for a while. So this is kind of like coming into like a completion of just like, yes, we're ready to complete all of this energy. Also on October 20th, we have Mercury in Libra, Mercury in the sign of Libra, squaring Jupiter. We have Mercury in the sign of Libra square Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. So Mercury, our planet of communication and intellect and our thinking. In the sign of Libra, which is all about balance and kind of like that harmonious flow between both sides. And our square is all about restrictions and obstacles. And this is on the other side, we have Pluto. Pluto is our planet of transformation and power and rebirth. And it is in the sign of Capricorn. And Capricorn is really this very driven, very passionate, kind of like strategically strong, like let's do all of this. Fighting energy, it can be anywhere on that day, on the 20th. And you may also get into things that are not even something that you can understand later on. You may even want to think about things that are coming to different people, and just kind of like listening to it, but not bringing it into you, kind of like listen to it, but don't have to bring it all the way into you. And you may be talking about things with people and kind of having nothing really to kind of find the root cause of like what's going on. And this is kind of one of those Plutos. It's one of those, like, it's there, the root cause is there, but it's one of those, it can also be overwhelming for us, because it's like the root cause may be on their side where we're having this discussion or this conflict or anything else. But a lot of times, like, what we're not understanding is really it's hidden. Pluto's all about that hidden stuff, that transformation and death that we kind of like, oh, here it is. Let's do a card for October 20th. And our card is all about listening. And really, when you're truly listening, when you are truly listening to someone else, I will tell you that kind of the cool part about that is when you're really, 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 really listening, you're going to hear something that doesn't make sense. When you're really listening to the other side, you're kind of like, we're talking about one thing and you're bringing up something from somewhere else. Like, where did this come in at? Where is that information coming in from? And this is one of those like really important ones, because that's going to tell you where it comes from on their side. And that's something that you can also bring up to them, of kind of like, this sounds like this isn't really about me. It's about something else. Or you're bringing it to me to just tell me about somebody else. So that can be one of those, interesting energies, definitely. Let's move to October 21st. Let's see. Our sun in Libra squaring Pluto in Capricorn. So our sun is all about our ego and our personality and our vitality. And it's in the sign of Libra, this balanced energy, kind of like, let's find the balance. And it's in a square, which is all about finding restrictions and obstacles. And it's on the other side, Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. Kind of a crazy combination here. So let's go into Pluto is our planet of transformation, death, and rebirth. And the Capricorn energy is this ambitious, very strategic, disciplined energy. And it may feel like everybody is looking to argue with you. And it may be also like you feel like you have to defend your side, or kind of like your position in this area. This may not lead to anything constructive. So this may be kind of like getting into some real issues or some real problems. But I guarantee you, if it's not something that you need to deal with today, it's like put it off for another day, because this could bring up some conflict that's not really going to get settled anytime soon. So our angel card, I go the wrong way sometimes. The angel card for October 21st is this one. Is freedom. You have the freedom to walk away when this conflict gets a little crazy, or they start bringing up stuff and you're like, okay, this is stuff that we dealt with a long time ago. This is a great time to like, okay, I'm out. I'm not staying in this situation. You have the freedom to walk away and kind of say, this is not something I want to talk about today, and put it off for another day, or let's schedule something later on in the week where we can kind of like bring that balance in. Okay. October 22nd, we have a whole bunch going on, and a lot of it has to do with Mercury. So here we go. Mercury enters the sign of Scorpio. And so Mercury is our planet of communication, our thinking, and our intellect, kind of like bringing that in. And it's moving into the sign of Scorpio, which is all about passion and driven, and kind of like our emotions, and being determined. So it's kind of bringing that in. Our mental energy can be very intense over the next couple of weeks in this energy. It could throw yourself into something that really interests you. So know that this can be bringing up something that you've been like, wow, I really didn't know this was an interest for me, or kind of like, I want to be in the flow of what's going on. And I will say this is a great time to kind of avoid being too controlling though, because it's one of those, Scorpios can be very controlling at the same time, that driven energy, kind of like everybody has to be on the same page. All right, now let's go, let's go. And that can be a lot overwhelming. And especially because we're going to be in this for several weeks. So it's kind of like, here we go. Next, we have Venus in Virgo, trine Jupiter in Taurus. So Venus is all about attraction and love and harmony, and it's in the sign of Virgo, which is all about being responsible and organized. And that trine is really bringing in a really easy energy, brings in a lot of luck and a lot of opportunities. On the other side, we have Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. Jupiter is our planet of luck, expansion, and growth. In the sign of Taurus is all about being grounded and kind of being persistent and kind of trustworthy. And this is going to be an easier day to kind of get along with others. You may benefit from someone in your life, and you can enjoy time with others. And this is kind of like a great day to kind of like meet new people and kind of bring in that new energy for what's going on. So just know this is a really good day. And although we have one more connection, really finding out which one really affects you the most, kind of like which one of these do you go into, because that's going to tell you like what planets are really affecting you the most. Our last connection on the 22nd of October is Mercury in the sign of Scorpio, trining Saturn in the sign of Pisces. So Mercury, communication, intellect, reasoning, communication. In Scorpio is all about being passionate and driven. Trining are all about like bringing in new opportunities or luck and kind of finding the flow between the two. Saturn is our a planet of really our infrastructure, our law, where do we want to go, and our restrictions kind of. And then we've got that in the sign of Pisces, which is all about that intuition and that magical energy. And these are going to be controlling our energy, our mental energy, kind of making it easier. Like, where do we want to flow? This is a great day to kind of do a meditation, like into like the future of what do you want to see, where do you want to go with this, what's coming up next for you. And this is going to be a great day, even though you're going like, I'm daydreaming. Yeah, daydreaming can be an amazing thing to do on this day, and kind of connecting to that energy. Like, what do I want to bring into me? And how do I want this to work for the next few months? Let's see, an angel card for the 22nd. This one. This is the celebration. This is a great one to kind of connect to this energy and kind of really bring in some amazing flow of what's coming up next. And really, like I said, kind of like, where do you want to go over the next few months? We've got a few months left of 2023, and then we'll be going into 2024. I know it just seems like this year is flying past. Okay, so on October 23rd, we have our sun moving into the sign of Scorpio. So we all kind of flip over and kind of go into Scorpio. Our sun is our ego, our consciousness, our vitality, and it's moving into Scorpio for the next 30 or so days, 30 something days. Scorpio is all about passion and driven. And this is when people are kind of trying to finish up for the end of the year, because everybody knows like December is one of those crazy months with tons of stuff to do. But I guarantee you this is going to be a great one of kind of like, what else do we want to accomplish in this energy? This is going to bring up a lot of passion, intensity, and it's going to be elevated kind of like that Scorpio season. We still have a lot of energy to do. This is going to make some beneficial changes and transformations to what do we want to bring. And this is going to also bring up a lot of personal power for us. Like, yes, personal power. Like, here we go. This is going to be a really fun one. And so let's do an angel card for October 23rd. That's this one. Okay. Spiritual growth. And that makes a whole bunch of sense with this, because this is going to be bringing up spiritual growth for the next 30 or 31 days for us. And I will tell you, this is a great time to kind of like, where do you want to put your Scorpio passion? Where do you want to put that energy in? Where do you want to go with all of this? That can be like a wow, amazing energy. So let's go to October 24th. We have our sun in Scorpio trining Saturn in the sign of Pisces. Our sun is our ego and our vitality, and it's in the sign of Scorpio, which is all about passion and driven and perceptions. And this is training, and this is all about finding that easy flow or bringing in luck and opportunities on both sides. Like both sides are going to be activating. Saturn is our planet of structure or an infrastructure, kind of like the basics of everything. And it's in the sign of Pisces, which is about mystical and intuitive energy and kind of like bringing in that passion and that flow of energy. This is a great day to focus on your goals. What do you want to do? This is great for long-term goals. What do you want to bring up? And this can also bring us into this like very disciplined energy and kind of bringing this up. This is one of those great times to kind of continue that meditation from the day before, but it can also just kind of like, what else do I want to bring forward? What else do I want to bring into my life? Okay. This one is literally popping out the top. Okay, and this is all about trusting. Trust that this flow is important to us. Trust that there's a lot of energy in there. Trust that you are on the right path. And if not, it's not a major like, we've been here and we've got to go 180-degree different. No, no, no. It's in that flow. So like you've been here and it's going to be kind of like, maybe I feel a little more this or a little more that. This is going to be bringing up a lot of flow energy for us. Let's go to October 25th. We have our moon in Pisces conjunct Neptune in Pisces. And so our moon is all about our emotions, and Pisces is all about that mystical, intuitive flow. So people are going to be very intuitive today, in a conjunction, blending together, and kind of like focusing on one and then the next and then the next, and it's going to be bringing in this amazing energy for us. Neptune in the sign of Pisces. Neptune is our dreamy planet. This is all about intuition, mysticism, imaginations, and it's in the sign of Pisces, which is about intuitive, intellectually, imaginative, and this is going to be really great to kind of focus on your goals, helping you work to long-term plans and kind of where do you want to go in all of this. This is going to be like, yeah, here we go, here we go. So let's do October 25th. This one. Okay. There are signs that you are on the right path. There are so many signs that you are on the right path right now. So make sure that you have that. We have our eclipse in just a few days, but know that you're on the right path. And this is going to be continually giving you signs that you are on the right path. So know that you're like, I've got this. I really got this. I really, 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 really do. I really got this. Yes. Okay. So on October 26th, we don't have any planets in movement. So we're just going to do an angel card, and it feels like this one right here. Answered prayers. This is a time that you're going to get those prayers answered. You may have been asking for a long period of time, but you're like, yeah, it's not working. It's not working. It's one of those. That means that energy is starting to flow and coming in the right direction for you. And I guarantee you this is going to be bringing in some amazing energy with that. Yes, sometimes prayers are answered with a no as well. So know that sometimes we just get a no. Sometimes the answer is no, and that's the right thing for us. So let's move to October 27th. And we don't have any planets in motion there, so we are going to just do an angel card. Angel card is about studying. And I will tell you, one of the things I would really say is the next day, the 27th, we have our our lunar eclipse. And so this is a great day to kind of really think about what do you want to study, what kind of energy do you want to bring in, what kind of corrections or modifications do you want to bring into your life, what are those that you really want to bring into you. That's a kind of like, yes. This is a great day to kind of and get prepared for our lunar eclipse the next day. So the next day we have October 28th. We have our lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. This is going to be bringing kind of like a lot of financial projects to a close, kind of like ending things out. this is changes that you might have been doing 2 years ago when we had the last eclipse in Taurus, and removing blocks and instability and bringing in a lot of security. So kind of like, yes, here we go. Work on issues around confidence and kind of like your standing on your own 2 feet. Kind of what are you bringing into you now? We also have our moon moving into the sign of Taurus. And so this is kind of like wanting us to ground as well. Now, I will tell you, because it's a lunar eclipse, yes, it's important to ground, but you don't want to over ground. You want to ground just to the right amount for you. Now, some people love grounding and they're like, love grounding. They might want to ground and kind of like go deep into the ground. Now, if I was going to do a super grounding, what I would do is I would lay down on the ground. I would find like dirt or grass and kind of lay down in that energy and kind of just really bring that grounding all over my body. Now, if I'm a person that doesn't need to ground as much or as often, I may just put my feet on the ground for a period of time, and that may be a couple of minutes to a few hours, just depending on your energy. And when you get to the overwhelmed stage, like right before you get there, it's like, shh, I'm cutting this grounding out. So that is going to be bringing in some much more amazing energy. Also, we have some other energies as well. So the 28th has got a lot of energy for us. So the 28th, we also have Mercury in the we have Mercury in the sign of Scorpio, opposite Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. So Mercury, our planet of communication and intellect, in the sign of Scorpio, which is all about being passionate and driven. And that's in opposition and bringing a lot of tension to Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. Jupiter is our planet of luck, expansion, and growth. And this is in Taurus, which is all about asking us like, what are we valuing with this? Kind of where do we want to bring this energy in? And this is kind of bringing us a positive outlook. And you may also want to be very optimistic about any difficulties that you've been seeing coming up. This is going to be kind of like maybe your sign of like taking a step back or relaxing a little bit more. This may be a relaxing day for you. Also on October 28th, we have Mars in the sign of Scorpio in opposition to Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. Mars is our, running out of voice, it's like, is aggression, action, desires, bringing in passion as well. In the sign of Scorpio is our passion-driven kind of emotional energy. And that's in opposition, and that's all about creating tension with Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. Jupiter is our planet of expansion, growth, and luck. And Taurus is all about what do you value. This may be feeling really great. This may be also put you through some struggles today that you may be ready to kind of look at completely different and optimistically that you haven't really been going into. So it's kind of like, yeah, here we go. And let's do our angel cards for the 28th. And I know we have tons of energy. The 28th is bringing in a lot of forgiveness. And I think a lot of times when we're talking about like our goals, forgiveness is all about usually for ourselves. Like, when did we not hold ourselves accountable to what we wanted to do or where we wanted to go in our life? Why were we not pushing ourselves more, faster, easier, whatever it is, to kind of bring in that amazing energy for us? So it's kind of like forgiving ourselves that we're not where we wanted to be, but knowing that it's us. We allowed other things to take over, and now we've got to kind of look at that differently. Let's go to October 29th. We have Mercury in the sign of Scorpio conjunct Mars in the sign of Scorpio. So Mars, now, is our planet of action, aggression, and energy. And Mercury is our planet of communication and intellect and kind of reasoning. And they're both in the sign of Scorpio, which is all about being passionate and being driven and also kind of like being very determined. And they're in this conjunction, kind of blending all of this together. So it's kind of blending all of this together. Ideas today may be kind of really flowing. This is a day that I want to make sure that I have like a notepad in my purse. So I want to make sure that I put any notes down that I'm like, oh, this would be a great idea to do or to try. This is going to be that one of those like, yes, let's do this. And this is also a day that you may find that you learn things by just listening or hearing other people's stories and ideas of like, wow, like they're talking about something completely different, but I can take that idea and make it into my own. Our card for October 29th, it's actually this one popping up the back, is all about healing and bringing in healing energy and kind of bringing in this very self-caring energy and kind of bringing in some energies as well that we may not normally kind of open up into. So it's kind of like interesting. Let's go to October 30th, and October 30th has no planet, so we're going to this one right here in the middle. This is all about meditation, and with our eclipse not too far away in the past, this is a great time to kind of just allow our energy to flow a little bit. Doing a quick meditation can be bringing in some amazing energy for us. So yeah, here we go. Our last day for October is Halloween. Happy Halloween to you. I love Halloween, as you can tell by the decorations. And I have tons of videos about Halloween and kind of like the spiritual side of Halloween, and kind of like the celebrations are kind of really fun. So on October 31st, we have Venus in the sign of Virgo trine Uranus in the sign of Taurus. So Venus is our planet of attraction and love and harmony, and it's in the sign of Virgo, which is all about being responsible and organized. Trining is all about kind of bringing this easy flow and luck and abundance to both sides. Uranus is our planet of kind of like changing and rebellion and reform, and it's in the sign of Taurus, which is all about kind of like this very grounded, value driven, like what do you want to change, where is this going to make a difference for us. And this is making changes in our relationships and how we deal with others. It can be proved to be very beneficial, and you can find new ways to connect, and you can be more open to people as well. This is going to be like one of those. Yes. Okay, here we go. What is our angel message? For October 31st, this one right here. Okay, miracles. This is a day that we could open up into some amazing miracles and kind of amazing energy as well, and kind of like, yes, we've got this. This is going to be bringing in some amazing energy, opening up new avenues, new ways to kind of bring in wealth and abundance to us. So make sure that you're really connecting to these amazing energies. Now, I know Halloween is one of those days that we just love to celebrate. A lot of people love celebrating. It doesn't mean that it's bad or anything else. Just know that we've got some changes coming up for us, and some amazing changes are coming your way in the end of October before we move into November and December, and we're out of 2023. I know it just seems like, wow, it feels like we just started the year, but there are some amazing changes that we've made, some amazing things that we really want to go into. But I will guarantee you, this is some amazing changes that you may be ready to make really, really soon. Interesting. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.